When the trust is right, we called them to our desired action. Now, before we continue, I do want to hand these out. I did not give these to you because this is the cheat sheet. Perfect. Thank you very much. This is the marketing funnel. Before we get into the rest of this, this is really the crux of what we're going to be discussing today. You're going to find some extra information that we have not yet covered on there. And so we will do that here as those go around. In terms of marketing, we've got tons of marketing. You've got social media marketing, Facebook marketing, Instagram marketing. This is cold call marketing. If you're connecting, it's a cold call, right? And this type of marketing is called lead. You'll see it on your paper. Lead generation. It's called lead gen. Some of you may have heard that term if you have exposure to marketing. Lead gen marketing, or excuse me, what am I talking about? Give me one moment. Ooh. Excuse me, traffic. Okay, so up here, the title for this whole top part of marketing is called traffic generation. How do we get lots of people to our website? You go to where they're at and you invite them back. That's traffic generation marketing. Lead generation marketing. How do we get people's contact information to follow up? When I get a lead on my website, that means someone filled out a form. They gave me website, first name, last name, phone number, email. I give them a call at the scheduled meeting time, and they're a lead. They are a potential client, and I follow up with them. So this, getting someone from the very top of the funnel and connect to convert, that is lead generation. As soon as they stop becoming a viewer and they start becoming a participator, they have become a potential person to engage with us long term. They have become a potential sale, okay? We can have more qualified leads as well. If someone comes into the church and they fill out a form, they're a lead. If someone comes to church 17 times and they are in a Bible study group, much, much more qualified lead in terms of going to encounter. You guys with me on that so far? Bottom is the sales process. The sales process is how do you get them to buy something? How do you get them to do the ultimate, the desired action? Okay, so that is what's on the left side of your paper. You'll see some numbers on the right side of the paper. You guys have those, yes? Okay, let me see. I'm going to change up a couple things here. Now, these numbers is often what the staff marketer is going to use, and we're going to talk about this. This is how marketers optimize at... Man, these pens really don't like me today. Try it again. Third time's the charm. Okay, let's see. Great. Okay, so here we have, let's see here, this is, okay, you guys have this. So this is number of visitors, correct? Okay, number of visitors. This down here is number, and I'm going to move so everybody can see, number of leads. And this, the close down here is number of sales. Okay? This is why it's really important that we're counting everything. So let's say on a Sunday morning, over the course of 1 month, we're counting this, we have 1,000 connections. We approached 1,000 people to join us for Sunday service. 100 of them show up. And we get their contact information. I'm sorry, can you guys see this over here? You can, okay. 100 show up and give us their contact information. They do not meet the requirement to be of this 100 unless they do both. They show up and they give contact information because we can't follow up with them if we don't have follow-up information. So 500 could show up to church, doesn't matter. I have 500 people on my website all the time, but I don't get contact information from all 500. So they show up and they provide us with that conversion information, phone number, email, whatever it is we're asking for. And then let's say 10 of those people go to encounter, ultimately. And again, the time frame here can be large. So we've got 1,000, we've got 100, we've got 10. In the middle, These are the 5 most important numbers. Tech guys, Google Analytics, anybody familiar? These are the 5 numbers you read in Google Analytics. The rest of them are almost always irrelevant, okay? This is your conversion rate. And I know I am not a math person, but these numbers are going to be very helpful for your ministry. And this is your sales rate. Conversion rate, sales rate, great. You know what? Apologize. I'm going to try to switch this up just a little bit. Okay, down here is your sales rate. Okay, and here is your conversion rate. And here is what we might call your, we'll call it your follow rate. Okay, so you go out and we invite corporately 1,000 people and we invite them to church. 100 of them show up and give us contact information. So our follow rate here, I think I'm getting things mixed up here a little bit. I apologize. I'm not looking at my own cheat sheet here. Yep. Okay, conversion rate, I apologize. Rate is, what's our rate of conversion? How many visitors have just become participators? 10%. 10%, okay? Now, digital marketing has benchmarks for these numbers, okay? 10% conversion rate. Now, we got 100 people who've just shown up to church. We're following up with them. We have them on email lists and all of this. And then we have 10 that go, and they go to encounter, which is the sale. That's the desired action. So again, I got this mixed up. That's sales. What's the percentage there? 10%. So we have a 10% sales rate. And this guy down here is gone. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now, what we do to optimize, digital marketers and marketers say, what do we have and how do we make it better? You have numbers just like this for your ministry. I don't know what they are. But in digital marketing, a 3% conversion rate is a benchmark. If I can get someone to sign up for anything at 3%, 3 out of 100, that is considered relatively successful. That's acceptable. 5% is good. 7% is really good. Anything over 10%, this is not my term, this is actually what digital marketers call it. It's called a unicorn because it doesn't exist. I'm serious. That's not my term. I was talking with who was it? I was talking with a contracting firm yesterday, and I was teaching him this exact same thing, and he said, down here, conversion rate was 18% on the low side. He goes, is that good? I'm like, I can't even begin to tell you how good that is. I have never seen with a professional firm a rate of getting almost 20 people out of every 100 to give them information. Whatever you're doing, I'm going to look over your website and I'm going to learn how to do that for everybody else because you are the standard. It was so good, 18%. And now down here, sales rate. This is where it gets very difficult because as a digital marketer, I'm not selling things for people. So if I'm working with a wedding venue, I help them get people from all of these places to the website. I put in the stuff, the forms and the lead magnets, the Coke. Hey, I'll give you a Coke if you sign up, right? I put these in place, and then they get the contact information, and it's on them to call and say, why don't you get a free tour? Come over to our wedding venue. Come check it out. And the sales rate is a big one. If I can get just a few more of this 100 people to show up to engage, I can easily double the results here. And so what digital marketers do is we look at these 5 numbers and we say, what's underperforming? So the guy that I spoke with, his conversion rate down here, 10%. Okay? His sales rate, 0.01. He was closing one sale out of about every 80. That's not good. If you could close 1%, I could give you 10 times the return on investment you're getting right now. So let's talk about your sales process. What's the pitch? Because something's not working. So now we're looking at the funnel. We see where everything goes and everything belongs, and we can say which part's not effective, right? Our exercise class ministry, stellar. It's sending people to the website. It's bringing people into the church. We don't have to worry about that. We've got 10%. We like that number if we like that number. We always want them better, but this is good. If this down here is 1%, only 1% of the people coming into the church are going to encounter ever, we've got a problem in this phase. How do we increase that number? Well, most of the time, it's like on a website, oh, you're only getting you're not getting any percent of people to sign up. Do you have a button that is really easy to see that says, sign up right now and get this? And they go, no, I don't have that. And I said, great. We can put exactly that on your website, and you will go from 1% to 10% to 5%, whatever it is. So we will exponentially increase your result just because we can find the problem. And so when we do marketing, the question only becomes, what is the most likely thing that is keeping us from meeting the right need? If the website doesn't have the right button, I can't meet the need. What are they going to do? Come find me? Hunt me down in Hawaii? They're not going to do that. They have to have the button. If I have a product or service and it doesn't meet their need, that's something else I need to find. And so the more issues we find with these different phases, these numbers go up and up and up. And that's what digital marketers do. Much like the sanctification process, as we move toward Christ's likeness through the course of our lives, that's how this works. We move better and better and better in the numbers we use to do marketing. So we always look at it, we say, what need are we not meeting? Maybe we would try this. And then we offer tithe at the beginning of service, or we offer tithe at the end of service. We see how these numbers worked out, and we go, which one worked better? And then we do that from now on, and then we make another little change. Any questions on how that works? Yes?
The big elephant in the room is when do you agree on dropping some ministries, some things that are not working?
Great question. Very, very difficult question. Wonderful question. When do we agree on what to drop and what to cut? This is when you agree. Well, I don't have to open it. You look here, and let's say instead, let's say you've got 15 people out of every 100. That is very difficult to see. You got 15 people out of every 100 going to encounter, but you're only getting 1% of people coming to the church from a specific ministry, okay? So we'll pick on whoever said this over in the back, exercise class. Let's say we are focusing in on exercise class, and we want to know how effective is our advertising dollars and our marketing and our physical effort, the hours we're putting in getting the ladies in the exercise class to come to church. If that is 1 out of 100, like we're seeing here, they come to church and they sign up 1 time out of every 100 people we talk to, it's very ineffective. Now, do we scratch it? Not at first. The first thing we say is let's optimize it, because marketing is not a pass-fail grade. It is a degrees of good, and if we have time, we'll talk about that more later. But the question is, what are we doing? What's the need? Are we meeting the need? Are we really talking to the right audience? Another one, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Are we really meeting the right need? And we do everything we can within reason to bring that 1%. If we see movement, if I see it go to 2%, great. Okay, how do I get it to 3%? As long as there's movement. But if at some point I hit a ceiling and I'm like, it's going to take me either a lot of time to figure this out or I'm not going to figure it out, and maybe the time I'm putting into that I could use much more effectively because I already know this thing over here is way more effective, then it may be time to cut the ministry. But that is an incredibly important decision to make, because if we're not cutting ministries that are very, and I'm not saying cutting staff, because we're all multi-purpose here. Now you're all marketers, right? But I'm saying in terms of ministries, if we're not cutting ministries that are ineffective, then we as a church are ineffective. And this is what businesses do. If you launch a product or service and it's not effective, you get rid of it and you find something that meets the need. Good? Okay. So that is how we optimize. Now, we're moving here into breakout session 3. You're going to see, let's see, on your paper, create your marketing funnel. So this is the explanation of what we're doing. You are going to make your own marketing funnel. I'm going to give you specific instruction here on the next page. So you'll find actual marketing funnels. I want you to make 2. And how you're going to do that, firstly, you're going to look back at breakout sessions 1 and 2. Because in order to make an accurate marketing funnel, first, we need what? Our desired action at the bottom. First thing you put on is the desired action. This is what we want the people to do. The next thing you do is you put your target audience at the top. Put their name. If it's Jan, put Jan. If it's, whoever it is, the name that you made, put that on top. Make any revisions to those 2 that you want. We've talked a lot about that, so maybe there are some revisions. And then this, you've got your cheat sheet on your table. You've got this up here. Choose the best possible ways to reach them. Where does Jan hang out? Maybe it's exercise class. You don't have to write all of these up there. For Clickmill, my marketing strategy, my funnel starts with ads. It goes Google Ads. And then it goes to the website where I ask for email and I ask for phone. And then I do a call, if they sign up for the call, a sales call, or an email list. That's it. That is my whole business in a marketing funnel. There's nothing else. I mean, there's a little else, but that's the basics. So for your ministry, what is the marketing funnel? And this will tell you how to prioritize your efforts and how to optimize your efforts. Questions as we're moving into that? Maybe we can set a timer for 15 minutes and I can also be answering questions.
So we're doing it for the profiles that we wrote.
Yeah. So for the profiles that you made, you're going to put your target audience's name, one of them, on top of each funnel, and then the desired action you want that person to take on the bottom. And then you're going to fill in what you're doing, and we're going to talk about some of those. Is not important. Facebook tells you likes are important. YouTube tells you views are important. And they don't believe that themselves. Because what do they ask for to get people on their platform? An email. Yeah. No, not even subscribers. They want emails. They want personal information. And then what do they give you? They don't give you personal information. They give you these little statistics that don't really mean anything, and they know it. So Church Online Platform is here. So we'll just call it Church Online Platform, COP. Okay, so we got Church Online Platform here. When someone signs up and they make an account on Church Online Platform, you own that list. That is your email list in this church, your text list, or your phone list. Those are the 2 more than the value of the buildings. That is the most valuable thing you own. Because if everything, if there was a complete blackout in terms of people being able to come in here, you call them up and you get them on Church Online Platform, just like we did. If you don't have that and you can't get them into the physical church building, we're gone. It's toast. So Facebook does not want you to have that information. How many times has Facebook given you a list of people and their names and emails and phone numbers who visited your Facebook page? Never. And they will never do it because they know that's the valuable thing, and they will not share that with you. YouTube will never share that with you. So if you're live streaming on YouTube, the whole point of YouTube is to get them to your Church Online Platform. When you get them to Church Online Platform, the major call to action is make an account. Up in the top, this is your left-hand side, top left-hand side, there's a blue button, I think, and it says sign in. Make an account. Because that means you guys have 10 or 100 or 1,000 people to invite to church every single week, top of what you're already inviting. What most churches do is they don't get those signups, they don't grow that list, so they just invite 100 people a week because that's all they have time for. If you invite 100 people a week, let's say you invite 1,000 people a week, and then you get 100 to come every single week and sign up, week 2, you start with 200 right there. You've got 100 each week that signed up, and you can invite 100 that week. So you're inviting 300, right? And so this number continues to grow. This is your platform. In a digital space, that is how many people are sitting in your auditorium. The numbers, the phone numbers and the emails that you have is how many people are in your auditorium. Critically important, yes. And experienced marketers don't call that, they don't, like we would say, well, gosh, I want 1 million likes on my Facebook page. Experienced marketers discount that entirely. They call it a vanity metric. It is vanity and it means nothing. Because, get this, let's say, this is why this whole strategy thing, we'll have to probably end it here, but this is why this whole strategy thing is so important. Because let's say I have the best Facebook marketing in the whole world, which is a really big deal in churches right now. I talk to pastors all over the country and they always tell me, well, yeah, my Facebook, let's talk about that because it's a silver bullet. If this works, I'll be like the best. It'll be the greatest church. That's the belief going around. Here's the problem. If you put a post on your Facebook page, it gets 10 million viewers. I personally, that book that I told you I wrote a long time ago, I put some goofy picture on a meme site about behavioral psychology. I got like 75,000 views in 2 days. Only time I've ever gone viral. And you know what happened? Nothing. Nothing happened because guess what I forgot to do? This. I forgot to invite them to the page where they buy the book. So I got 75,000 people looking at my book, thinking about the concept of the book, enjoying the concepts of the book, didn't sell a single book. I cried myself to sleep. You can do the same thing on your Facebook page. You can get 10 million people super hyped up. You can get 9 million people watching the best sermon that any of you have ever preached. And if they don't come here and if they don't come to the website and give you their contact information, they're gone. You get one shot and that's it. And in one shot, they're not going to tithe. They're probably not going to accept Christ. You're not going to have a relationship. Nothing happened. So it is vitally important that everything in the connect phase always leads to your owned space. They come to your digital space, your website, and sign up with their personal information, or they come to your physical location and they sign up with their personal information. The point of Facebook is not to keep them on Facebook. And one other thing I see all of the time is we invite them in, so we get this huge viral post, and we say, everybody come down here. That's a win. And then you know what's sitting on our website? Facebook button, Instagram button, all these buttons, YouTube, and guess where they go? Right back this way. Huge mistake. So when people say people aren't signing up on my website, how many buttons do you have? 2 buttons, 2 buttons. Big commitment, little commitment. On my website, book the free meeting, 1-hour meeting. That's the big commitment. Little commitment, sign up, get your ultimate guide. That's it. Yes. Building the relationship. Yes. Yes. So you can see, and this is why churches have such a difficult time getting tithe through the internet, is because the relationship doesn't support it and we don't know how to build a relationship online. We meet them on Facebook, live stream on Facebook. That is not where we keep them. We call them to action, we bring them to the live stream we own, and we get them to sign up. So we keep their email. We invite them in email to a personal Bible study. You can do this. I invited a friend of mine, Pastor, I don't know if you know this. We had a friend of mine from Florida in our Bible study for a couple weeks. Just because, why not? Okay, they can be anywhere in the world and they can join your Bible study and they will know you personally. So we've just built the relationship. When they know you personally, we keep them in Sunday services, we keep them in Bible study, and then we can talk about giving. See that? But it has to come to our own space first. So every single ministry, let's see, evangelism. Evangelism has its own baby funnel in the big funnel. And evangelism brings people to Christ, and it brings people to the physical church. If we're in Waikiki witnessing, we bring them to church. You liked this? You liked the feeding of the 5,000, the fast food I just gave you, Jesus? Follow me. And then they follow him where? To wherever he wants to take them. We want to bring them here. If we continue to engage large amounts of people online in a digital forum, they're watching from all over the world for church on Sunday, you would think the next best thing to engage them in our online church, your online campus, is to get them involved in a digital group. Yes. Yes. Otherwise, how do we build that relationship? We can't. Okay, so I know we're out of time. Are there any further questions on this? Every ministry has a little funnel. The website has a little funnel. The The men's breakfast has a little funnel. The women's group has a little funnel, and it's here in the big overall church funnel. And down here, someone's the closer. There's a closing funnel. How do we build the person over the email list, Pastor Frank? You're the closing funnel. You build the relationship by sending them really high quality stuff. Oh, I got to hand that out. And then we close and we say, do the desired action. Okay? Is Megumi still here? You can, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I'm giving one of these to each of you. Now, we were not able to get to marketing psychology, so you have notes. You have the Spark notes in there.